This video explains the specific implementation steps of LibraryBuilder. This video will walk you through the process of creating a library using an existing RC project. We will start by editing an existing project, followed by the development of GUI Form, registering errors, and then creating the library. In order to provide users with a library that includes a user-friendly GUI form, we use the project in which Arc Palette is implemented as an example in this case. Open an existing project. Decide a library prefix to be used for public information. For example, suppose you have decided to use the prefix "pa." Rename functions and files you wish to publish by adding the prefix. The contents of published files can also be checked and edited by the users. GUI forms should be developed so that users can easily configure various settings. We cannot show you all the development methods here, but here is an example using one of the new features of the GUI Builder released in 8.1.0.0. This GUI form has a back button and a next button, and pressing the button switches the screen to allow the user to set up in sequence. To create this wizard screen, use the wizard control function of the GUI Builder. Next, we will create a form called Test and briefly introduce how to use wizard control. Right-click Forms in the left menu and click New Form. Type Test as the form name and click OK. On the form, place the minimum required elements for the wizard screen, wizard controls, text, and buttons. In the control list at the top of the screen, click on the button for the element you want to include, and place the page and text as shown in the video. For example, place the wizard controls like this. Create your form so that it looks like this in the end. Next, let's add back and next buttons that allow you to switch screens. Double-click the back button to display the program window. Enter a command to move to the previous page when the back button is clicked. Next, set up the next button. Double-click the next button to display the program window. Enter a command to move to the next page when the next button is clicked. Preparation is now complete. Press the F5 key to move to the Run screen. Select Form and then Test from the pull-down menu. Click Start to display the GUI form. You can confirm that you can switch screens by clicking each button. Take advantage of these features and develop a library GUI to provide to users. You can define specific errors to occur while using the library. This is useful for stopping a program when a specific error is detected in the return value of a function or during program execution. You can also display an error message to prompt the user to take a simple action and log the error at the same time. If you do not need to register a specific error, please move on to the next section. Click User Errors in the left menu to open the User Errors screen. Enter an error name, an error message on the line for the error number you want to define. Enter the command at the point in the program where you want to make an error. Registration of specific errors is now complete. Now, let's create a library at the end. In the menu above, click on Extension and then Library Builder. Type your company name and library name. Type the predetermined prefix in the library prefix field. This time the prefix is pub. If the specified prefix has been correctly added to the name of public files, the files appear in public items. If you have a manual, you can incorporate it into your library. In the license field, enter the key for the distribution license distributed by Epson. Click Set Startup Form to configure the library GUI. Select the form to be used from the Startup Form pull-down menu and click Apply. Then click Close. Select the Access from RC plus GUI Tools menu at Design Time checkbox to allow the users to run the library from Tools. Enter a menu name to be displayed on Tools in the Menu Item Name field and set its icon if necessary. Now the basic setup is complete. The next step is to make settings for distribution. Click Library Distribution. Select whether or not to require library users to enter an authentication key. Select Yes if you want to restrict users. Select the device on which you want to activate the library. The subsequent steps for each of the three options are as follows. Specify the folder to output the library and authentication key, and click Next. Once the library and authentication key are generated, the Finish button is enabled. If you selected No in Step 1, the authentication key will not be output. Click the Open Folder and Explorer button to display the output folder. Click the Finish button to exit. Click the Make button to create the library. You will see a success message, and the files will be output to the specified folder. Send these files to the user, and the process is complete. We already have a user video showing how to import the files, so you can save yourself the trouble of explaining it to your users by showing them the video.